got a little missile action here. Just wanted to do this video before the missiles are removed in World of Tanks Blitz. Doing 7 Sheridans versus 7 Sheridans, so 14 total, and everyone is only allowed to use missiles. So I just really wanted to see what this was like. I had a subscriber that did actually suggest something kind of similar and wanted just to like take it up just a little bit, doing this fallout only missiles just to see what it would be like and what would happen, and this was the results. We've got 3 rounds here back to back. Really, there's nothing to talk about here in terms of which one's better than the other because it's all Sheridan, only missiles. Just missiles flying everywhere. Probably the most amount of missiles ever shot in a game. And it's actually quite difficult and challenging. So trying to just use any sort of shots, things that we could do. I'm a little rusty on the missiles, just I don't really play with them a whole lot. Trying to use that aimer, that launch that you can kind of do across and up and down to get some of those targets. And this was a lot of fun. Thank you to all my subscribers that helped. If you guys want to help out with one of these, once again, join my Discord, shoot me a friend request on a DNA server. On the Discord, I do announce when I'm doing vids, and that's when anyone can join and help out. So the funny thing about the Sheridan is it has a lot of spaced armor, and the missiles can't quite penetrate that spaced armor because it's a heat round, and as we know, heat rounds don't pen spaced armor very well. So you can hit the tank, but it only explodes or just damages that outer spaced armor and doesn't actually penetrate the tank. So you can see here just how many rounds I'm able to bounce. The Sheridan can be quite deceptive when playing it in game, because when you're flying around or when you're trying to fight the Sheridan and you're shooting it, there's a lot of times when you'll shoot at this thing and a lot of people will notice they don't get a penetrating shot and just be like, what? That is like absolute BS. Like, how did that even happen? Well, a lot of it has to do with that spaced armor. Sometimes people are using heat rounds and even using another missile. It was just funny how many missiles were being shot at me. And it wasn't even penning. Now, the next round, actually it's the last round, is quite entertaining. There's one Sheridan. It honestly looks like just a complete car scene chase, just with missiles. This guy is driving through, racing around the map, trying to survive as other Sheridans, or another Sheridan is shooting missiles at him, and they're shooting him back and forth while chasing each other. So quite epic. Stick around all the way for the end. I think you guys will love that. So that was the first round, and the Sheridan won. Just we're only doing Sheridans here, so you can do a lot of these really cool different trick shots. Now I have kind of a love-hate with the Sheridan. When I'm playing the Sheridan and I'm shooting the tank with the missiles, which I don't really play with a whole lot just because I do feel like it's a bit cheap, they're in just every instance, other tanks, when they don't have a shot on you, there's been times where it's been me and a Sheridan and they're hiding behind a tank or rock or something, and they'll just barely launch the missile over, hit me, kill me, and they win, and I don't have a shot on them at all. That is when I hate the Sheridan, and it is super frustrating. But when you are the Sheridan and you realize you have that chance to do so, you kind of have this mischievous feel to it. Like, feels a bit naughty, I guess you could say. So using kind of that aimer, like launching the missiles up, looking for any sort of targets, got a wonderful shot as that Sheridan was trying to race away over the dune, which was actually quite fun. And got one just right over. Didn't quite get it there. I'm playing on an iPad. Now, you can play Blitz on just about any device, or a lot of other devices, and sometimes this missile ability works better on some than others. So it definitely does not look very good in the first person view, and I'll kind of show you that. I wanted to do that on purpose just to demonstrate. And right about here, as one guy kind of races over, not quite, yep, I think this is with him, trying to do the first person view, and you can see just how it just does not quite work out. Now, the missiles had quite the controversy, almost like a world war that kind of broke out when these things were released in the game. I've almost never seen in the 6 years of playing Blitz such a heated topic when the missiles hit the game. And with Wargaming now removing the missile tanks, that actually is quite interesting. I feel like it does kind of restore a lot of the original and kind of classic feel, and especially at tier 10 and tier 9, with them also removing the missiles from the T92E1. So honestly, just wanted to go all out with one last hoorah, doing 7 versus 7 or just 14 Sheridan tanks in general in a battle, just to see with missiles only. Now, there is a video that I am going to come out with here soon of what it looks like to be shot by 13 missiles. So I was a Sheridan on one end of the map, and I had 13 Sheridans lined up all the way across on the other side, and you guys will be able to get a glimpse on what it looks like to have 13 missiles flying towards you and hit you. I thought that was also kind of another fun video, so expect kind of a little bit more. Got some fun stuff coming up. So last match here, and this is the one that you guys want to stick around for, because this is the one that I was telling you guys about that has that car scene chase kind of toward the end a little bit, but it's honestly like quite epic and very entertaining, and very, very frustrating for the people playing the Sheridan chasing the other Sheridan, because the missiles don't go nearly as fast as the actual shells, and they're trying to control it, and they're trying to shoot each other as they're driving around, and it honestly is quite entertaining and funny. So definitely need to stick around for that. So here I am just trying to get any shots. Now, just like heat rounds, like with the missiles, you can't shoot through fences, or like, just is not gonna happen. So it it won't go through the truck or a fence or, barrel, whatever, any sort of obstruction, and be able to hit the Sheridan. It will stop, just like it would on the outer side of the spaced armor. So the enemy team is doing pretty well here. They're actually in a much better position than we are, being a little bit more aggressive, not penning the armor. As I had mentioned, the Sheridan has just a great amount of spaced armor, which can be so deceiving, because so many times this is probably one of the most well-built light tanks in the game, because not only is it primarily protected a lot from other missiles or heat rounds, so to say, but also AG. It won't penetrate quite and explode because of the spaced armor. So there's a lot of things that can be quite frustrating about the Sheridan. So we're in a bit of a pinch. They're just coming over here, luckily able to dodge some, trying to hang on to any hit points that I have. And can we nail one of these guys? Beautiful, is able to get that penetrating shot. And let's just see if we can hang on to dear life. I don't know. I am pretty low. I got hit quite a bit, trading hit points. This guy looks like he may be able to come up and finish me off. I'm not paying attention. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get just as much luck. Nope. Definitely got hit there. They are after me. Come on, let's bounce some rounds. Oh, and I missed. Unfortunate. So now we're going to go in and just watch the replay of this guy. This just made me laugh. This, honestly, this is the guy that's about to show you kind of that car scene chase with missiles firing back and forth. And at first, I'm looking at this situation. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's dead. He's got 2 other Sheridans around him. He just gets hit. They're like, he's not getting out of this. And he honestly does this pretty good. So he focuses on the weaker one, which is super smart, gets the penetrating shot, and he makes it out. I thought he was done for with like 8 hit points left. And this is like the car scene chase between both of them, just firing missiles back and forth at each other. And he's trying to pay attention to him, trying to pay attention to where he's firing his missiles so he can try dodging him. He's firing missiles back at him, and quite entertaining, while the enemy Sheridan is also trying to pay attention to his missiles and dodge each other. This is like full-on Matrix tank version, I guess you could say. This is the closest I think you can really get. And he does a pretty good job at it, trying to pay attention to the tanks behind him and in front of him. So this is, our team has a lot less hit points. It's not looking too good. The score, there's 2 Sheridans on each side. Both put up a pretty good fight. Like I said, they have a little more hit points than we do. And I just want to see, let's see what just happens if he can end up pulling it off. So yeah, quite fun. Last little hoorah just before they remove the rockets. And so he's just going around. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of had a love-hate relationship with the rockets. Like I said, I mean, when I was the one getting hit by the rockets, I absolutely hated them. But then if I ever used them and I was playing with them, it kind of made me giggle a little bit. Like, just, you know, it kind of was fun, but it totally just in a way felt just almost wrong in a way. But yeah, just had to do this. So just coming down here to the last part, and these Sheridans are having a really hard time trying to hit this guy while he's just flying around the map. Let's see if he can make it before the time runs out. Can he survive? So he is still firing the missiles and trying to dodge. Okay, there we go. Can still see him. Beautiful shot, and unfortunately, he gets taken out. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.